Hi, cuties, besties, and ghosties. Welcome to Muertera. This is Muertera. I'm so excited to have you here. For all of my returning friends, hello, I missed you. For all of my new folks, welcome home. Today we are going to be doing a really fun reading, asking Spirit their honest opinion about the person on your minds. We will be asking very honest and blunt truth today, so I want to make sure that you know that. I don't deliver things harshly. However, I do tell you exactly what's coming through in the cards. And if you clicked on this reading and you're looking for the honest truth about this person, then this is the reading for you. Just want to give you a heads up. If you aren't into a reading like that today and want something a little bit gentler or a different topic, definitely check out a different video. We are also going to be doing an energy check at the beginning of each pile as well. So you can listen in, see if that's your pile. If not, no worries, click to a different pile, or maybe there's a message in a different reading. I want to make sure that you're in the right headspace and ready for this as well. Our reading will start out again with an energy check, and then we will move on at that point into tarot to ask Spirit their honest to truth opinion about this person. This is a reading where, I've only shuffled the oracles and kind of sat in the energy for a little bit, but I do feel like there are a little kind of stop and go energies or some blockages for some of the piles. And I've kind of had that stop and go energy as I've sat down to film this video as well. So if that is the case in your pile, then we'll also ask a little bit of advice on whether or not those blockages are something that you can resolve, or what Spirit's advice is to kind of deal with those. So if that's something that's kind of coming up for you, or maybe a reason why you sought out a reading like this, then we can definitely dig in if that's coming through. This will be a typical pick a pile reading. I just kind of bumped this, and I really hope I didn't knock anything off. If the desk looks a little bit more crumbly than usual, or I can see little pieces of the flowers on there. I wrapped these myself, so they're not really wrapped that tightly. So we may have things kind of crumpling off at certain parts of the reading. So heads up, it's going to be a messy one. But we're going to be doing a pretty standard pick a pile reading. In the next section, I will describe all the flowers that are in these bundles and the type of energy that I kind of thought about when I was wrapping them. And then we'll play a singing bowl and give you a little bit of time to pick your pile. So if I don't see you there, then hopefully I will see you in your reading. Okay, bye. Hi, cuties. Welcome to your pick a pile section. I'm going to pick up all of these little bundles, and I'll try to be gentle with them so they don't crumble everywhere. But again, bear with me a little bit. So pile 1, your bundle is this rather large gal. This one is wrapped with rosemary and Yaris, which is like this really beautiful purple flower. It's kind of crumbly even when it's blooming. Sometimes it has little white flowers in it. And then we also have these little sage flower buds. I don't know if you can see those quite in there. They're kind of added in for a little bit of extra texture, extra drama. Yaris is a really amazing flower for remembrance. I really wrapped this one with the intention of burning it and creating kind of a sacred space in my home that was just very loving, and it reminds me of kind of like the Six of Cups, like looking back at fond memories of the past and kind of bringing that into the space. So this one is less about kind of harsh cleansing than it is of inviting a sense of home into your home, if that makes sense. So really kind of like a gentle, special one for me. Oh, and then the deck underneath is my tried and true the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. Love that gal. Okay, and then this middle friend has got a lot going on. We've got lavender, we've got some yarrow in there, we've got more of these little buds. Let's get this in the light. And then some of the yarrows as well. And the base of this is sage. So this one is kind of like your all-purpose cleansing, connecting with spirit, bringing some, I think my hand just got really close, sorry friends. Bringing just like good vibes and kind of a party. Like this one feels like a party to me when I hold it. And I just really wanted to kind of imbue it with joy and fullness when I created it. This is paired with the Santa Muerte Tarot, which also is a tarot that kind of has a lot going on. You know, there's birth, there's death, kind of a complex one. And then this is our last bundle. So the base of this is rosemary. And rosemary is really about bringing in feminine power. We have some lavender in here as well, a little bit of sage, and then jasmine flowers. So this one just kind of screams like divine feminine to me, bringing feminine energy into a space, like a very kind of like powerful yet gentle cleanse. And this is paired with the Morgan Greer Tarot. Okay, and hopefully I haven't made too many crumbles. I have these like little strings because I've been hanging these. I like them. I feel like they're very comforting until I get a chance to burn them. Okay, so this is your chance to just take a look at the piles, take a look at the little bundles, and decide which one you want to pick for your reading. Okay. Okay, friends, hopefully you have had enough time to kind of sit into the energy and pick a pile. The timestamps will be in the description, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile Ones. If you chose this rosemary bundle with the Yaris, then this is your reading. I'm gonna try to move this off to the side without setting this whole table on fire. And we will dig into your oracles. This is the second time that I've started this reading. I actually forgot to hit record, which I feel like aligns with the energy that I was really tapping into. Just a little bit of a disclaimer before we kind of start. This is going to be a very direct reading. I don't read harshly, but I will be very honest about the energy that is coming across for both sides, for both your person and yourself. So just keep that in mind. If you're not feeling like a very direct reading right now, this might not be the right one for you today, and that's totally okay. You can come back to it later, or pick a different reading if that's your vibe today. Also, we're going to be doing this energy check, so if this does not seem like your situation or your person at all, feel free to jump to a different reading, a different pile. And yeah, don't try to force something if it doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, then it might not be the message for you today, and that's totally fine. Okay, so for your central energy, we have easy progress and familiar. And for your person, we have cobra and ripe fruits. And then no, I did the same thing. This is really funny because I switched sides the first time I did the reading and it doesn't feel right. It's gotta be the other side. Okay, this feels better. I think for most people who are watching, you're going to be asking about the shark person, and the cobra person is most likely going to be you. Okay, so let's just kind of get started with the central energy. Right off the bat, I feel like you're at a place for this person where things have been progressing. You may just be friends with this person. There may be kind of like inklings of romance. You could be casually dating them. Depending on your situation, you may have been dating them for a while. I feel like both of you right now, because I see a lot of mirroring on both sides. Like we've got these hands with the fruit. I feel like whatever has happened so far has been like, it's been very easy. It's been generally pleasant. It has been nice. And at the same time, I feel like both of you have this kind of inkling, like something is not quite right or quite perfect. I think both of you, to an extent, are spiritual people. And it's interesting that both of your animal cards are in reverse. I do read reversals here. The cobra is a kind of a spiritual teacher, very in touch with their spirituality. The shark calls out when it's in reverse that there is something hidden that really needs to come to light. And we have this easy progress card. Like it's a beautiful card. Progress is amazing. Building foundations is amazing. And if you look at it, there's this like line of water here, and it almost looks like there's just this turbulence and this, not even turbulence, but just richness, diversity, passion, fire. And it's all under the surface of this water. And if you were looking at it from lands, like you might see just this tiny little peak above the water. And I feel like both of you are kind of aware that there's so much more depth to the other person than what you're seeing right now. But neither of you are willing to actually open up to one another. So it feels like there's blocked energy on both sides, and it's like almost for the exact same reason. Over here we have good things. We have the number 11. Like this is all about bounty, like bounty happening in your life, all of the good things that you've been praying and wishing for. Literally there's like one sentence in the guidebook for this card, and it's like, you fucking made it. Like you're getting what you wish for. And we have ripe fruits, and very similar, but it's talking about having everything that you really want, just like right within reach. You just kind of have to take the plunge to grab it. And then we also have this familiar card. This rarely comes out for me. In this case, this is like a human lady with, sorry, I'm going to reach over, bare arm. She needs a modesty crystal. With this cat head. And I feel like both of you know that there's so much more underneath the surface, and I think that if you opened up to one another, you would see like this familiarity and this congeniality and this comfort that you find with one another is because you have a lot of things in common. And one of the things you have in common, I think, is being a little bit scared of good things, like opening yourself up, opening your rich inner world to somebody else. Because there does seem to be some sort of masking. And I think for both of you, like the cobra and the shark are not, like, both of them can attack and kill. And I don't think that either one of you is this like pleasant, well, pleasant's the wrong word, but like both of you have a fire to you. And it seems to me that like so far you've just kind of stayed on the surface and have kind of been like easygoing and not really shown each other the richness of your personality. And I think that's the little piece inside of you right now that is kind of pointing you to a reading like this, saying, can I trust this person? Like, what's the truth of them? I think you know that they're hiding something from them, but you may not be aware that part of it is that you are also kind of masking yourself as well. And I think it's going to be really difficult for both of you to like actually reach out and find the richness of this connection until you're really willing to let somebody else see you. Faults and flaws and beauty and greatness and all. Because I think you are both complex people, and I think that in the past, people have not been able to deal with that. And so it's a lot easier to fall into kind of like a very like easy surface level, chill kind of vibe with somebody. But I think deep down, that's not what either of you wants. And so you're kind of in this like little catch-22. It's very interesting energy. Okay, this is your energy check. We are going to move on to tarot to see what they have to say, if they have to say anything more on this subject, because I think I just beat it. Yeah, if this is not sounding like you or your person or your connection, this is definitely the time to go check out a different pile. Otherwise, let's get to tarot. Okay, so let's bring the tarot out. Okay, I think for you, I'm going to ask a little bit about the true nature of this person. And then I think maybe the advice might center around like what you can do to kind of change the energy on your end. And we have the King of Pentacles coming out. This does feel like a stable person. I think the energy just feels, I feel like you both have been hurt, maybe by partners. It feels more like partner energy, but maybe you've like faced a little bit of like rejection for being too much or something like that, you know, or having too complex of maybe like a family situation that the other person can't handle. I get the feeling that like there's just some sort of energy like that, but okay. Okay, Spirit, can you tell us a little bit about the true nature of the person on pile one's mind? Ooh. So we have the Two of Wands, the Tower in reverse, and we have Strength in reverse. We have the Two of Swords, and then we got the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, and can we clarify, these are not straight. Okay, Spirit, can we clarify these cards, please? So clarifying the Two of Wands. We have the High Priestess in reverse. Yeah, this person is really questioning their past decisions on opening up and like how much depth they're willing to let someone else see. Okay, clarifying the Tower, we have the Princess of Swords, and we have the Wild card, like Barons. Okay, the Princess of Swords in this deck, most Rider-Waite decks don't have this suit, right? They just have the Knight. This card in particular is about tending to these pots, and if you practice an Afro-Cuban tradition, pots and containers are very important. They contain like the essence or charged objects of the Loa or the Orisha, and they're very like sacred in ceremonies. And this is a very important task that often gets overlooked in a tradition. It's just like doing it's almost like taking care of the house, doing the like basic work of sweeping, mopping, cooking, getting things on the table, getting your kids to practice on time, getting them to school. Like, it's all of this background work that is essential, but a lot of times like really just goes unappreciated. And it feels like to me, this person feels burdened. And I don't think this is something that they like to show. I think they like to show themselves as more of a decisive person. But their unwillingness to actually show their true nature is kind of what keeps them hanging back. Like, we have both the Two of Wands here and the Two of Swords. And they're kind of mistaken in what they see as like showing true strength, or like being a force of nature. And I think it's got a lot to do with the people that they've been around in the past. Like, we have this Tower in reverse, and we have this card that shows me that they've put in effort, and they tried to build a foundation that didn't end up paying off for them. And I think that was something like somewhat of a surprise. The Wild card, late Barons, it's like almost like I see this card as like celebrating through pain. They're like coming from a funeral. They've got a gravestone, but they got cigars. They're walking uphill. Like, it feels like they've just had to kind of carry on after this loss. And it wasn't something that they were really expecting, because they thought that they were putting in all of this effort for a payoff. And that didn't actually end up happening. And I think like the warning signs were there truly, but I just don't think that they wanted to see them. I think there was like some sort of self-masking that was going on in there as well. Okay, and then can we clarify strength, please? Okay. So we have secret societies, which is judgment, and we have the Star. And this again, like, we keep on getting multiple cards. This is showing me, as especially clarifying this central card, their biggest issue right now is not, I don't think this is a bad person. I don't think this is a person who tries to hurt other people. I think that they try to show up and take responsibility for their actions as much as they possibly can. I think what's really holding them back is they're not fully embracing themselves and the lessons that they've learned. And I think this is at the core of kind of the energy blockage between the two of you right now, and their unwillingness to let someone else in to really see them. I think they want to show up as the star. And this is partly tying in with their own view of like their hopes and dreams and who they think that they should be and who they think they need to show up in the world as. It's like that mask that they can't quite pop off to really let you see who they are. I think it feels very vulnerable for them to be seen. And I think you can probably appreciate that. Because in this card, this person is kneeling in front of a pack of wolves with like these ropes around their hands. And this person's really struggling with letting other people see their weaknesses. Like they want to be helpful. They want to put in energy for other people. I think they also really struggle with accepting help from other people because that means that they have to be vulnerable and actually ask for help. You also may have that in common with them as well, like kind of like a hyper independence almost, where yes, it keeps you safe from being hurt by other people, but it also keeps you kind of burdened and gets in the way of you being able to move forward in community. Most of these cards, like this person feels lonely to me because of this. Okay, can we have clarification for the Two of Swords? Okay. And then we have, I believe this is the Hermit. Yeah. Yeah. So they're struggling. So this Two of Swords is really about bringing something to the table and being able to trade. So say in this person's interactions with you, they can give you support, you can give them support. You know, like if you forget your credit card one day and they pay for your ice cream, and then the next time, like, you buy both of you lunch. This is something that's very, like, uncomfortable for this person, and maybe not for minor things like that, but for more major things, like, oh, you need a ride to the doctor or something, or hey, like, I need to go get tested because they found a lump. Like, this person feels like they need to do a lot of those things alone because they don't want to burden other people. And again, it's like, it's that energy of them having everything around them. Like, I feel like they do have connections and people that they could rely on. You know, you're asking about them and you're clearly, you know, invested. And I just think it's very hard for them to see that bounty. Like they're in this like self-protection mode. They kind of want to stay in this little egg, and they're having a really hard time being vulnerable. And can we clarify the zombie, please? Okay, and then we have the Emperor. Yeah. So I think the energy for them is shifting. Like, there are a lot of major arcana in here. And I think that it really hinges on their willingness to be vulnerable. I think you have a lot in common with this person, and maybe not in the way that you approach things. You know, you may have differences in opinions, but just in kind of the general attitude towards life. the general need to be self-sufficient. Like, it feels like this person would feel burdened by somebody who really like needs them a lot. And I think that that would be burdensome for you as well. But this kind of self-sufficient energy is something that this person is really contemplating changing. The twos, for me, the twos can be about blocked energy, but they can also be about movement. You know, once you get past two, you're at three. You're at the Three of Wands. You're at the Three of Cups. Even the Three of Swords, you know, it's like, okay, well, let's rip the Band-Aid off and let's go deep. And I think this person is starting to realize that, like, they do have everything that they want. The only thing that's really blocking them off is themselves. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty straightforward, honestly. Like, I think that, like, the message probably came through in, like, the first 30 seconds of this reading. This is more just confirmation for you. This is a person that I think is very trustworthy. I think this is a person that's been hurt, and a person who has a really hard time opening up because of that. I think this is, again, energy that's mirrored on your end too. So let's grab a couple pieces of advice, because I would like to ask what you can do to change this energy, because there is so much mirroring, honestly. It might just take a little bit of reassurance and opening up from your end to get them in a state where they feel comfortable. Because there is a desire here to have community and to reach out. I don't think that this person really likes how isolated they've become, but I think that it's just become like very comfortable and very familiar, like that familiar card. This mask, this, you know, showing the world that you're okay when you're really not, and not reaching out for help. I think that's an energy that this person understands is really blocking their blessings right now. Okay, so Spirit, can we ask for some advice for pile 1, please? I feel like this wants to come out, but as like a background energy. The Great Severing. We have Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. Yes, softening to love. Okay. I think this is the energy that really both of you are working through right now, is not having to really like take the lead all the time, and really just learning to kind of be gentle with yourselves and gentle with each other. We have Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And then karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. So I'm really feeling from these cards right now, and like maybe it's not even, maybe it's like this is the kind of central message, and these are a little bit in the background. Because I feel like you both have had experiences where, and I'm going to talk about you both because there's so much mirroring here. I think this is true for them as well, even though this is your advice. You both have gone through experiences in this life that were meant to teach you something. Maybe you needed to be independent for a while. Maybe you needed to really flex the muscle of self-reliance. Like maybe that got you here. But what Spirit is saying is now those behaviors aren't protecting you anymore. They're actually hurting you. And we all have these like protective tendencies. And we learn those through childhood, through relationships, through rejection, and growing up and realizing that you are a child of the cosmos is really about unraveling all of these lessons that we've learned and figuring out what works for us now. And I think this great severing is really asking you to figure out like what serves you now, what behaviors, what mindset, and how you can open yourself up and how you can soften and how you can remove that mask and let yourself be seen. Because I think this is a situation where this is a person that you can trust, and part of it is also demonstrating to them that you are a safe person as well. And if you both keep this as kind of like an easy peasy relationship where you don't go too deep and you don't open up and you don't really get anywhere past the surface, I think number one, like both of you noticed. Like you're noticing that something's off, and two, I don't think that's what you want either. So Spirit is saying, consider this. You know, you can't force somebody else to open up. You can only do what you can do. But I think that's part of your lesson right now too. Whether opening up to this person works and they reciprocate, or it's a lesson where, you know, you can put yourself out there in a way that feels safe and start really softening and opening yourself up, because literally you have ripe fruit just within reach. Like, I think that if you start doing that, you're really going to find a lot of fulfillment in the relationships around you, whether that's love or friendship, and you're going to start to find your community. So I hope this was helpful. This was really beautiful energy. I'm so excited for you. If this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. Above all, keep your little heart safe, open yourself up, and I hope you will come and see me again soon. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 2s. I have just finished filming your pile. I wanted to give you a heads up that this ended up being a relatively heavy reading. This is dealing with a person who does not take personal accountability for their actions and feels quite toxic. I think that's on the table. This is a blunt reading. I wanted to give you a heads up beforehand in case this is definitely not your person. If this is not sounding like somebody that you're asking about or dealing with, or maybe somebody you don't want to hear from in this reading, I would say choose a different pile. If this sounds like your person, all the love to you right now. Seriously, you are getting giant big bundles of hugs from me. I am going to leave the reading in case it's helpful for somebody to process through this energy. Please take care of yourself. I love you so much, okay? And I'll see you in your reading. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 2s. If you chose this grab bag bundle, then this is your reading. I'm going to try to sneak this little friend in here. Okay. And we'll move the tarot off to the side. I have pre-shuffled your oracles and put them really far out of reach. So, okay, before we get started, just a quick reminder, in case you didn't watch the intro, this is an honest reading, so I am going to be honest. If you are feeling a little bit sensitive today, or like you want a different type of reading, definitely choose another reading, or come back to this when you're really open to a very direct reading. We are going to be doing a person A and B format. So generally I read person A as the person you're asking about, and person B is you. If there's mirroring, you could kind of see yourself on both sides, or the energies might be flipped. Totally normal if that happens. After the energy check, if this is not feeling like your pile or not feeling like your situation, definitely feel free to click to another pile, or to another reading. Don't try to force it if it's not fitting, and don't let it detract from you if it's not. So, okay, let's dig into it. So first, for your central energy, we have 33, retreat. And then we have Celine, bring light into somebody's dark sky. For your person, we have the Panther, and we have sitting on top of the world, clarified by something that is never truly yours. And then for you, we have, actually, I think the hyena was down here first. And we have the starfish reversed. And we have Fire Mother. Okay, pile twos. Let's dig in. So your central energy here is 33, retreat. And we have this clarified by Celine, bring light into somebody's dark sky. It's interesting, we have the moon both in this hyena card and in the Celine. I feel like there is some sort of cyclical nature to the interactions that you're having with this person. And I am going to be direct in this reading. So just a heads up, we are going to talk about things that I'm seeing on both sides of the coin. So another heads up, if that's not the vibe you're looking for right now, definitely click off now. But I feel like there is a dynamic kind of at work with the two of you right now. And I don't see that this is really energy that is flowing and kind of moving forward. It seems more like an energy where it's one step forward, two steps back. And that may be why you are looking for a reading like this right now. Hopefully you're looking for a pretty honest message. Because what's coming across here, I've actually never had this Panther card come out in a reading. And the Panther is, I'll say a pretty aggressive energy for this deck in particular. And there is a spiritual nature to this energy where the Panther attacks and it's really meant for somebody else's growth. However, in the context here, it feels like a person really maybe lashing out at times because they're not able to really sit with their emotions and figure out how they feel. And it feels like this is the type of person that may kind of project out what they're feeling internally because they're not really able to sit with feelings, I think for this person, of low self-worth. We have sitting on top of the world, and we have something that is never truly yours. And I feel like these are two opposing energies, and this person feels like they struggle to balance energy within themselves. Is really kind of I get a turbulence from their side. I feel like some days they feel like they are deserving of everything, and then other days they feel like they're deserving of nothing. And whatever goodwill, whatever good things that they've built up, they tear down by their own hands. And that's difficult. It's difficult to, be in a connection with somebody who is self-destructive. For this pile, we're asking about people, not necessarily connections. I can see this in kind of multiple ways. Whether this is a romantic connection or maybe a friendship or even a sibling. It just feels like this person is constantly kind of going in cycles, and they're really unable to get away from their self-destructive behaviors and really allow themselves to be happy. Person B. The hyena is a little bit of a similar energy. There's this duality to it. The hyena really is almost like a very like indirect energy, where it's a type of person who's much more comfortable sharing truth in kind of like witty quips than necessarily like sitting and having a conversation. But if this is your energy, like I feel like it's the things that you have pushed down are becoming very burdensome for you. And it seems like you're trying to put on this really brave face. I like keep on looking at this moon. Like everybody sees the bright side of the moon, but you try to obscure the dark side and the heavier feelings that you have. And the starfish is also a card about putting up kind of like a superficial front. And I don't see this as superficiality. I see this as kind of like the veneer that keeps you safe right now. I think that you are very focused on this person right now and how to make this person happy. Celine is about bringing light into somebody's dark sky. This seems like a person over here who, through their own self-destructive nature, and I really do think it's coming from feelings of low self-worth, like they don't deserve the good things that they have. I feel like your energy is kind of focused on them, trying to lift them up, where you have a lot of creative energy. Like you have the life of the cosmos within you, and Spirit wants you to focus that energy back on yourself, because I feel like it's almost like this like cat and mouse game of energy for the two of you right now. And the Fire Mother, where like there is all of this creative energy, but there's also a warning in here to like sometimes we create problems because we're so used to sitting in chaos. I think that you're kind of used to swooping in and saving the day for this person. And I think it's getting to a point where like you're almost at your breaking point. I feel like such low energy from this side. Like you're coming here really asking not what's the truth about this connection, but like, can I actually continue to keep doing this? And Spirit is saying like, you can come out of hiding, come out of this retreat energy and like keep going back, but you're gonna be back at this spot, but every single time. And it is truly like one step forward, two steps back. Like you feel like you're retreating further and further inside of yourself every single time. Like that's like really the energy that I'm getting here. And Spirit's saying this isn't sustainable. As this stands right now, like this is not an energy that is going to serve you and going to make you happy and help you grow. Because they want to see you like light, and it seems so heavy right now. Okay, so this is your energy check. If this does not sound like your situation, feel free to click to another pile. The first one was different, haven't filmed the third. And we will get into tarot. Okay, and I just cut the deck. We have the Queen of Wands and the Fool. Okay, I mean, this is an honest reading. Spirit is saying, like, you're the shit. Like, you have, like, you are just, like, the pure embodiment of fire. And this is somebody who cannot truly appreciate what they have in you. whether this is a friend, whether this is a family member, whether this is a partner. Like, they're truly an idiot right now. Like, and not just like overall as a person, but when it comes to this situation, they don't know that they're standing on the edge of a cliff. Like, they can't even recognize that there's a problem in your dynamic. I think they're very used to having you rescue them. And it does kind of seem like some sort of like savior dynamic as well. Where this person has a really hard time taking personal accountability for their mistakes. And I don't think this is all about you. I think this is them as a person. With the Two of Pentacles, it's just this constant like up and down. This is a very beautiful card, actually. It's this very unstable energy where this person is constantly up and down, but they're not actually feeling the force of their own mistakes because there are people around them that care about them that are coming in and swooping and saving the day. And I think they've gotten really accustomed to just kind of relying on that. Okay. Spirit, can you tell me the honest truth about this person? Okay, we have the Lovers. And we have the Queen of Cups reversed. This might be a person who really relies on love and relationships to bolster their self-esteem and to bolster their self-worth. And to a certain extent, like maybe, that's too many, Spirit. Maybe objectify to a certain extent as well. We did have the Starfish card, and that can be a card about objectification. And I feel like that's something that's weighing you down as well. Like, not necessarily being treated as a full person. Like, I'm really getting that from the situation. We have the Fool in reverse again. So yeah, that's just a further like iteration. I don't think this person is capable of seeing you as a full-blown person outside of themselves. I think they see you as more of an object and an extension of themselves. And I don't think they're really capable of seeing the impact of their decisions, their actions, their energy on you. We also have the Four of Wands. This person may present, like, I don't think they present as the Fool. We have the Strength card here. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. We have the Lovers. I mean, I think this person is able to, like, I think they're charismatic. I think they have a lot to offer. I think other people see that they have a lot to offer. I think the issue here is that they put that responsibility of fixing their mistakes on other people. And so they're almost able to like bypass a lot of the consequences of their actions and of their behaviors, because there are people around them that are very willing to kind of smooth over the situation and make it seem like, you know, it's not as bad as it seems. Or I think this person is good at kind of talking circles around people and redirecting to maybe some of their better qualities, so people aren't really seeing a full picture of them. Spirit, can we have a clarifier for the Lovers? Okay. I'm going to take them. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like they're a little bit of a wordsmith. Especially when it comes to love. Like, this person, they got some gaslighty qualities. I'm not going to lie. I don't like labeling people through a general tarot reading. But it does feel like they are very good at shifting blame, and Spirit does not like that for you. Spirit wants to see you independent and strong and out there and owning your shit and not worrying about somebody else's, especially somebody who's not going to do the same thing for you. And this does not seem like this is a person who reciprocates this energy. It seems like you are constantly there for them, making their life more comfortable, and they are constantly taking and making yours less comfortable. Spirit, can we have a clarifier for the Queen of Cups, please? The Two of Wands. Yeah. It seems like this card gave me some like mad objectification vibes. I think this person hides a bit in love. This Two of Wands card makes me very uncomfortable. It's got two guns, and not in just a general situation, but here I feel like this person is manipulative with their choices. The Two of Wands is about choices for me. I think it can also be about choices that prioritize self and deprioritize the other person in the situation. In the Rider-Waite deck, you have a man holding the world and looking at it, holding a staff, and then you have another wand that's just behind him and not really in the situation. And I feel like this person makes a lot of selfish choices when it comes to your dynamic. And I think that they hold these as almost ransom against you sometimes, like threatening to leave or withdrawing affection, and I think they're very like good at kind of flipping it and making it seem like it's your fault or your responsibility. Okay, can we have a clarifier for the Fool, please? Spirit got a lot to say. My friend, I feel you so low right now. I want to reach out and give you a huge hug, honestly. Okay, we have the Five of Swords in reverse, clarifying the Fool. There's more of that like self-destructive energy. And they're too wrapped up in themselves to really see clearly that they are the victim and the aggressor. Okay, for strength, we have the Page of Cups. I just heard weaponized love. And the Four of Wands. Can you have a clarifier, please? You have the King of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like these cards feel like the promises, like what could be if they could just get their shit together. You could have the Four of Wands, you could have everything, you could have community, you could have a relationship, a family, celebration. The King of Pentacles, like you could have stability, you could have a home. I don't think this person is capable of actually delivering upon their promises. And they've got like some mad self-sabotaging vibes. I really hope you're doing okay. I know that I hope this is confirmation. I hope you're like processing this. Honestly, this seems like very, very heavy energy. And again, I'm really sorry you're going through this. Spirit is letting me know this is not a person who is good for you, and who can lift you up. I really feel like they are dragging you down, like they are just a ball of lead. And this is not how anyone should feel, and definitely not how your spirit guides want you to feel, because you do have really a great life ahead of you. And this is not energy that's going to get you there. Like, they want to see you out of this. I'm just going to be blunt. Like, they really do. And that's going to look different for everybody. Like, there may be a situation here where working on this works. I don't know. What I do know is that Spirit is saying that you need to prioritize yourself right now and make decisions based on your happiness, not on this person's happiness. The only way that this person is ever going to change is if they feel real consequences from their actions. And part of what's holding them back right now is the fact that you're taking some of those consequences, but they're not actually just being smoothed over. Like, they're being deferred and dumped on you. And so, yeah, like, I think that's kind of the true nature of this person and of the situation. I want to grab a couple of pieces of advice for you. Okay, Spirit, what pieces of advice do you have for our beautiful pile twos? Okay, we have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. I feel like this is you seeing your potential. You are so much more than this. Like, you are worthy and deserving of your own attention. And if you dumped the amount of energy that you're putting into this person into yourself, like, goddamn, you could move mountains. Like, truly. And Spirit really wants you to see that. They want to bring this to the surface, and they want you to take care of yourself and love yourself and prioritize yourself. Because I feel like it is very comfortable for you to prioritize other people, but it's taking you to the breaking point. Spirit, do you have any other advice? Whoop. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Spirit is saying that you have all the faculties within yourself to be your own leader. To really decide what you want in life and to go for it. Regardless of what anybody else wants to tell you. You know, like, you don't have to stay in any situation that isn't working for you. And they really want you to kind of sit with yourself and figure out, like, what's working for you, what's not, and how to move forward. A little more. The Seven Star Sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, and expression. I think one thing that, this is like an online tarot reading, okay? So take this with a grain of salt, but I do feel like you have a support network that maybe is untapped right now. And I think people have been seeing some of these signs, and maybe, like, they know the weird stuff's going on with your family, or your partnership feels like something's off, Reach out to your network. If you feel like you are in a situation where you need more help than that, and you want to get a therapist, please do. I can give you a couple lines of advice here, but if you truly are feeling as low as I'm feeling you right now, like, I am sending you so much love and light. There is a lot of support out there for you, and Spirit really wants you to figure out what you need right now so you can start feeling better. And I can't tell you what that is. That's going to be different for every single one of you. But you deserve it. You deserve happiness. So I'm going to end it here. I hope you take care of yourself. All the love out to you right now. And if this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. Feels weird saying that at the end of this reading. I care about you and your happiness. And I hope that next time you come and see me, you're in a lighter mood, and this kind of positivity, this energy is coming for you. And I hope the load is lightened for you. So, okay. Love ya. Bye. Hi, Pile 3s. If you chose this Jasmine little bundle, gal, then this is your reading. I'm going to tuck this over here and hope that nothing lights on fire, because these are extremely flammable right next to an open flame. What could go wrong? Okay. So before I put your oracles out, I did want to give you a heads up. Again, this is an honest reading, so I will be reading the cards as I see them. If you are not looking for a reading like that right now, this is a good time to go to a different reading. We are going to start out with an energy check. So if the energy check is not sounding like your situation, not sounding like your person, definitely hop to a different pile. You never have to listen to something that's not aligning with you or not corresponding with how you're feeling. And yeah, only take what resonates. You know, this is an online tarot reading. So, okay, let's get to it. So your central energy for this connection or this person is a harmony. And then we have movement as well. And when I was shuffling these, I thought it was real cute that there were like little pink flowers in both of them. Love it. Also, I think pretty on point with the fact that you chose the bundle with like the little white flowers on it. Pretty close. Okay. And then for your person, I generally read person A as your person B as you. We have butterfly, and we have no one is yours but you. And then for you, we have Phoenix. So we already have some mirroring going on here with this like transformative energy. And we have the Hold. And the One Who Hides the Sun. Okay, Pile 3s. So, right off the bat, the thing that is calling out most to me in this spread is this movement card. And I feel like things in this situation have been a little bit off kilter, but they're kind of like evening out, becoming smoother over time. Like it feels like something that's like been like oscillating and is starting to find its equilibrium. I think both of you are in energies where you've really been forced to kind of take a look at yourself. And that may have been through this connection, or it may have been through other connections and maybe like completely unrelated to each other. And it almost feels like, I almost feel like this is a person that is kind of peripherally around you and has been for a while. Maybe kind of like coming in and out. And you've had these kind of like moments of harmony, but I don't feel like there's any bad nature, or like, it doesn't feel like there have been negative interactions between the two of you. This seems like more, you're both aware of each other, like very aware of each other. It like reminds me of this I can't remember where I read this, but it was like breaking down Pride and Prejudice. And one of the comments about Elizabeth is that she always knows where Darcy is in a room. Like, she can always feel him. She's always like aware specifically of like where he is and what he's doing, even if she hates him and like she doesn't want to talk to him, you know. Hates. Like, that's basically the first sign that she's actually interested. And that's kind of the situation, like, it feels like between the two of you. Like, I feel like you find a lot of joy and kind of harmony within interactions with each other, but it does feel like your lives are kind of very separate from one another as well. So this could also honestly apply to a friendship. It seems like less so family members, unless it's a family member maybe you don't live with. But the interesting thing is there's a lot of mirrored energy across. And I think part of the reason why you may be here is like, it feels like this person is still a bit of an enigma to you. An attractive enigma, but an enigma all the same. And I think that you have gone through a recent kind of spiritual awakening, glow up, if you will. And I think this person is as well. I do think that theirs is a little bit less apparent or obvious than yours. And maybe not quite all the way there yet. Like, we have this butterfly in reverse. It doesn't feel like it is a energy of not changing. It feels like a change in process or a subtle change. Whereas yours is the damn phoenix. So whatever was there burned to the ground. And you popped out an amazing queen or king. I do think that there are still things that both of you are working on. And they may put you like a little bit in opposition. And again, this might be a part of the reason why you are coming to a reading like this. This person's clarifying card is no one is yours but you. This card talks about really focusing on oneself as opposed to focusing externally. And it can talk about feeling the need to control others or kind of like assert control over other people to find security within oneself. Really needing to feel ownership of somebody to feel comfortable in a relationship. And this is a card really encouraging a more self-focused view. I am me. I am the only person who I can control. I can't control the actions of others. I shouldn't try. I need to love and accept what they do. And something just popped to mind too, like butterflies have little antennae, like little antennas that are like always going out and kind of checking in on other people. I feel like this is something that this person is really trying to work through and not do right now. And that's part of their transformation. And part of it may be a very subtle thing where maybe they're just feeling a little bit less invested in you, and more kind of taking a little bit of a background and letting you decide what changes you want to make. Or not really having a lot of commentary on it. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think this is actually very good for this person. However, I do feel like something that you are working through right now is feeling like you really, really need these changes that you've worked on to be seen. And it feels like your big question mark for this person is like, are they seeing me? Because right here we have the hold. And the hold talks about kind of like a dark cloud that surrounds you. And the one who hides the sun is also talking about somebody who's blocking the light. And it's interesting to me because you're the damn phoenix, like you were just birthed from the light. And I think you're really learning that like the light is within you, that you don't actually need external validation to feel empowered and feel like you are your best self and really feel like the amazing phoenix that you are. And so it's interesting here because I feel like the way that both of you are growing is very healthy for the two of you as individuals, but also is very healthy for your dynamic as well. And I feel like it's very probably uncomfortable for you. And it may be uncomfortable for them too, just seeing this shift and having both of you be a little bit more self-focused. But what it's doing is it's really creating balance and kind of setting the stage for a really like fruitful foundation, I guess. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Then we can kind of dig into tarot about this person because I feel like I'm getting a little bit too much into your dynamic. But if this sounds like you, come along to tarot. If this does not, we have two other piles. Heads up, number 2 was a little heavy, so if you're not looking for that type of reading today, check out number 1. Otherwise, there may be a message for you in a different reading as well. Okay, let's hop on over to tarot. We have the 6 of Swords. I love looking at whatever card I cut with. It's like going from turbulence into kind of tranquility. You know, for some of you, this also may be a situation where you took a break from someone. And I think this person is changing. I think you are changing as well. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell me about pile 3's person? What is the honest truth about this person? Okay, we have the Queen of Rods. And we have the Sun. Oh, you could be 2 queens, is all I'm saying. And, oh, that's interesting too. You had the card, the one who blocks the sun. Spirit wants to say, like, don't take, if it feels like that, don't take that to heart. That is not the intention of this person. This person is not trying to like block you out or cut you out, or really make you feel any type of way like that. Like they're really focused on growing themselves. And really kind of like exerting themselves less. And it just might feel like less attention or feel like less focus on you. But that's not, the intention isn't malice. It's really like internally focused. Then we have strength. Okay. Yeah, this person is really focused on the future. There's such just like a golden, like almost sunset-y type like vibe that I'm getting from these cards right now. Like very kind of like summertime, golden hour, cocktails on the beach. Like, I don't know, just like very, very soft and vibey. I think this person has a very soft heart. I think they really want the best for the people that they're around. I think they have a very, very nurturing side to themselves. I think this also is a barrier to them sometimes, where they are a little bit too focused on other people and not focused enough on themselves and on their own growth. And there seems to be kind of this energy of waiting as well. I'm getting this both from this 3 of Wands and from this 9 of Wands. almost like they're waiting for the sun to set and to rise again. Like they've been waiting for this rebirth. And this is their primary focus. And I feel like I'm just getting mad femme energy from them, like very, very divine feminine. Like I feel like their goal is creating this like very soft and opulent life for themselves, and they're really trying to figure out how to kind of march out of this stuck energy that they've been in. And I think this is the self-work that they've been going through. Like they're really cognizant that they're kind of on the cusp of getting to that like 10 of Wands moment where things get really unbearable. And they're looking for creative ways to prevent that, because they really want to stay focused on this like sweet sun energy, and they want to stay motivated and, stay in this Queen of Wands energy. And I feel like the more they kind of look out into the future and figure out what their life, what they want it to look like, the closer they're getting to who they truly are as a person. Can we have a clarifier for the Queen of Wands, please? We have the Knight of Wands. And then clarifier for the Sun. What? Okay, this is... God damn, we have the whole entire suit of wands here. You know what? We're going to take this High Priestess as a bonus card. This feels right. This person really is just following their intuition right now. And they're just, that harmony card, yeah. We got the Devil underneath this Nine of Wands. That's what I was saying. This person, like, they're getting a handle on what does not work for them. And they got some temptations. They got some ish. They have some baggage. Their card came out that control might be, part of their ish. Control can look a lot of different ways. Control can be controlling behavior. That's like just, very manipulative and toxic. I don't see that for this person. I feel like this person controls through being overly helpful and overly involved. I think that is more their type. Like, it feels very soft. This person feels soft. And it feels like they've been in this kind of like mental Four of Swords, just not really knowing where to go. Three of Wands is also a card of waiting. But I think they're making moves. They're really trying to avoid this double energy. Yeah. Okay, can we get a clarifier for strength, please? I want this one. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups. This person feels like they're really trying to figure out where their heart is. And trying to follow that. This doesn't seem like... This person is not a perfect person by any means. However, I do think this person is somebody who is really getting to know themselves on a deeper level and really trying to have kind of a deep communion with themselves. So if they're feeling, they do feel a little bit distant from you right now. If they're feeling distant, I think it's because they're really trying to figure out what is going to make them happy, and it's not in a selfish way. It's in a way where they can really Like if you just look at this side, we have the Queen of Rods, the Knight of Rods, the King of Rods, and then we have the Sun up here. And I feel like they're really working on integrating their divine feminine and their masculine and really becoming an integrated full person. Somebody who is strong because their cup is full, not because they're chasing some validation from somebody else. Okay, well, there was no natural point for me to repeat what I just said, so we're going to take that alarm as they listened to the world's alarm, and also just confirmation that that is really at the heart of who they are and what they're working on right now. I see just a very gentle nature for this person, honestly. Like, just, they feel so sweet, like totally sweet. So if your question is, the honest spirit truth about this person, this is a person who's really focused on becoming the best version of themselves. And I think that's changing the relationships around them. I think that's a positive thing for them. Let's get you a couple pieces of advice just to wrap up. And I think they're just a little bit quieter about their changes as well. So you may be surprised. Okay, Spirit, what pieces of advice do you have? Whoop. Okay, trust the timing. Oh, and this came out for another pile as well. Just smushed all of the cards around. Okay, so we have trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I think this is just Spirit saying, like, this person is still, they're still in flux. They're still changing. They're still figuring out who they are. Like, we have this child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. You're coming out with this big fiery bang. This person is a little bit more muted. But trust that they're, in your life for a reason. I think this is somebody who, maybe they can't show up right now in the way that you want. But it's not malicious. It's not trying to neglect you. It's them just really trying to figure out themselves and how they fit into the universe. So, yeah. Spirit says keep doing what you're doing. They're going to do what they do. And, life's a ride. Okay, well, hopefully this was helpful. If this resonated, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm so grateful to have you here. As always, protect your little heart, and hopefully I will see you in another reading soon. Okay, bye.